what's the deal, y'all? We're Trapper Tapping in TNN Trap News Network. We back in this thing, light cook cracking this thing with another weekly wrap-up brought to you by Live Hip Hop Daily. You know I got some news you can use and some knowledge you can't get in college. So let's get into this first story. Now, one of our favorite department stores might be closing down forever, man. That's right, Forever 21. Forever 21, keeping us fly, man, all through the homecomings. All through this, what else do we have? Them Sadie Hawkins dances, them winter formals and all that kind of stuff when you had to grab a quick little real quick. Or maybe you had date night, you wanted to go take some pictures with the little airbrush background. Jeff, can we get the airbrush background? Y'all remember the airbrush background? Hold on real quick, let me pause. Boom, airbrush background. Y'all got me? Y'all got me. Airbrush background. Yeah, you feel me? Forever 21 was a spot, man, back in the day, but it's looking like our favorite spot might be coming to a close. Now, if you say Forever 21 wasn't your favorite spot, that means that you wasn't outside in these inner cities of Los Angeles, California like we was, but don't worry about it because that Forever 21 at the Fox Hills Mall, y'all know it had the ladies in there, and it had some little cool Forever 21 men's clothes in there. Y'all remember when they dropped the men's line and blah, blah, blah. But teeny boppers all around the world, man, this might be coming to a close, so if you need to go get something out of Forever 21, now might be the time. Now, I wonder if Forever 21 closed down, do that mean H&M and Zara closed down too? Because ain't they like all the same like category and clusters of stores like Gap, Banana Republic, Old Navy? I'm not sure, but all I'm saying is this, man, you might want to keep your eyes on it because Forever 21 might be having some fire blowout sales, or it can happen like everything else in this world where somebody buys a company and brings it back to life. Because remember, we're reporting that Red Lobster was actually going out of business, but now somebody bought it and now we have Red Lobster. And allegedly, they said that they bring the Toys R Us back too, so I don't know. But what I do know is this, man, Forever 21 might be on the brink of closing the doors, so if you're trying to get you some of that good Forever 21, you might want to slide over there now and go get you some of that, or you could just go to Shein or Fashion Nova because it's kind of like the same thing. But don't worry about it, Jeff. Next story. Now, man, taking y'all to the Nickerson Gardens, man. JRock, TDE artist JRock has been arrested for loitering. They said that he jumped out. He was in a whip. He jumped out. He might have had Wooty Bam on him. Yankee Doodle and all that kind of stuff. But here you can see JRock being hemmed up by the Los Angeles, I think it's the sheriffs in the projects. I think it's the sheriffs in the projects. But the Los Angeles County Sheriffs, I believe, got JRock hemmed up in the Nickerson Gardens as they searched him. He was out there celebrating one of his homies' birthday. He tried to do his little 1-2 step like Sierra, and they ran down on the boy. Man. They have since gaffled up JRock. I'm not sure if he was arrested or detained, but JRock did have a little scuffly-wuffly 1-2 step with the police. I'm sure by now he's since been released because JRock is, in fact, chillied up, so I don't imagine that they got his shoestrings. They got him about that precinct real quick, fast, and in a hurry. But he did, in fact, have a little issue in the projects with the police, so, man, we're praying for JRock, and I'm not sure if he's out, but in case he's not, free JRock until he's free, but I'm pretty much sure that he is. Jeff, let's keep going to the next story. Now, I told y'all about it last week, man. A young lady who was running her little relay, and she might have hit the other girl in the head with the little baton, the pole, the Wooty Bam, and all that kind of stuff. She has since been charged with a misdemeanor assault. I'm not sure if it's an assault and battery, but maybe it's an aggravated assault. Whatever the misdemeanor level is, she's been charged with it. You feel me? Now, a lot of people are in the comments saying that it's unfair. A lot of people are in the comments are saying that it happens in relays and all that kind of stuff. Me, myself, I'm a trapper. I ain't never been no athlete. You feel me? The only thing that I ever played with was a scale. But with that all being said, y'all let us know what y'all think in the comments. Are these comments injuries that happen in relay races? Have you ever seen somebody get knocked in the head with a baton by one of their, fellow competitors and all that kind of stuff? I'm not really sure, but what we do know is a lot of people are rallying behind this young lady, and they haven't shown a lot of support, showing a lot of encouragement, a lot of grace, a lot of understanding. I'm not sure if the child who has since been attacked, mother, is pressing charges. I'm not really sure how this whole situation is going because it is, again, a juvenile case, so a lot of information won't be given to the public because there are juveniles. However, I do want to say, maybe jail time or something like this is not the most appropriate thing. Maybe we can have some counseling instead of canceling. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm not really sure. But then again, if it was my child, I'm not sure how I feel about that neither. So with that all being said, man, we praying for everybody involved in this situation. But this young lady is possibly facing misdemeanor charges after accidentally, according to her, I'm not saying she did, I ain't saying she didn't, but, boop, right upside the head with the baton in the relay race. So, with that all being said, we're going to go ahead and get up out of grown folks' business. Jeff, next story. Now, just when you thought that the Trump couldn't get any Trumpier, that's right, Donald Trump ain't got nothing else to do on a Sunday, so he's sending your favorite gang members to El Salvador. That's right, it's been an influx of gangs from Venezuela coming into the Americas, specifically the East Coast within the New Jersey area, and Donald Trump is expected to send 223 of them to El Salvador, where they will be in prison, and they'll serve out their jail time through a deal that they got through the El Salvadorian government. Now, I'm sure there's some chili involved. Each body, they get some chili and all that kind of stuff. It's a crazy form of deportation. But Donald Trump's theory and his logic is, well, if you're going to be over here committing crimes and busting your little 1-2 steps like Sierra, not only are we going to make you pay your taxes to the Americas, we're going to also send you over there to El Salvador. Now, I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. I believe El Salvador has one of the biggest prisons for gang members in the world, which, you know, they kind of live like 100 people to a cell. There you go. You see them kind of living like 100 people to a cell. That's pretty tricky. That's pretty icky. That's pretty sticky. But Donald Trump not tripping on none of that, because he says if you're an illegal and you come into the Americas and you commit crimes and you busting your 1-2 step like Sierra, you, my friend, gonna have to get up out of here. So there you have it, man. Over 200 immigrants have been sent to El Salvador on Donald Trump's command, to where they will be facing good prison time. It's ugly. Freedom until they free, though. Jeff, next story. Now, we taking it to Rialto, California, where I want to say this. Before we tune into this next video, it is extremely graphic. So if you have a weak stomach, if you're not really too prone to violence and 1-2 stepping like Sierra and all that kind of stuff, pulling up, stepping out, stopping, walking down, walk-throughs, drive-bys, drive-ups, pull-ups, pop-outs, you might want to change to the next story, because right here, you see a vicious beating where I'm going to have to call a spade a spade. A little white boy attacked this beautiful black girl into this classroom, and he beat her unconscious while yelling out racial slurs. Now, the most disturbing part about all this is the amount of students that sat there screaming, cheering, and recording this incident. Even deeper than that, my question is, where was the teacher when all this was going on? Now, since then, the Rialto School District at first was pretty hush-hush about it. They didn't say too much about it. They didn't want nobody to know about it. For those of y'all who don't know, that's Rialto, California, within the San Bernardino County, Los Angeles, California, Southern California. They were pretty hush-hush about it. They didn't say too much about it. They didn't want to talk too much about it. But since then, they have released a statement, and they have said that they were, in fact, looking into the situation, and the student at hand has been dealt with. But I think that criminal charges need to be brought up against this little monster, this little thug, this little hoodlum, this little gang member. Because what business do you have, number one, putting your hands on this female like this, beating her unconscious, and then number two, what's up with all the racial slurs and all that kind of stuff? So maybe you need to be put into a predicament or a situation or an environment where you might have to deal with some black men and some hostility. Juvenile camp might get you right, big dog, especially when they figure out what you in there for. Yeah, that's a kid, but so what? Bad kid. Swear to God. Y'all see the situation? Unacceptable, man. We're going to continue to keep y'all updated as this story more continues to develop, but right now the Rialto School District has let out a statement saying that they don't approve, they don't condone the situation, but we want to see charges brought up against this little monster right here. This one right here, for sure. Jeff, let's keep a rotation to the next story. Now, Pimp down, man 42, Pimp in distress, 16 on the flow, 2 times for a P, but this man gotta go. He's going to the feds. That's right, man. This man right here has been charged with an extreme case of actual trafficking as well as human trafficking, as he has been everything from busting at the prostitutes to whooping on the prostitutes to making the prostitutes whoop on each other and all that kind of stuff, to where even one prostitute decided to beat feet or run across the street. He decided to chase her, busting at the Uber. She jumped in the Uber. He having a wild shootout with the Uber driver. He got to get her out of there to safety. And now you found yourself in a federal courtroom because you, my friend, have been charged with gorilla pimping. It's supposed to be a non-contact sport, fellas. If you got to beat her, you won't need her. I'm just saying, but that's a different story for a different day. This guy right here, yeah, he's up out of there, man, because she's going to court. She's testifying, and she wants everybody to know that you was outside acting like a clear buffoon. It's ugly work. All I'm going to say is this. In the old days, you might catch you a little pimping and pandering charges. These days, you're going to catch you a human trafficking, so you might want to be careful with that 16th letter, you feel me? Keeping it P. All I'm saying, that's all I'm saying. With that all being said, man, we up out here to the next one. I'm Rich Trapper signing out, TNN Trap News Network. This has been another weekly wrap-up brought to you by Live Hip Hop Daily, giving you that good news reviews, that knowledge you can't get nobody's college. And we up out here to the next one. Y'all know it's Free Avenue Angel until he's free. We are gone.